Welcome back to Monday Night in the Pit, the show where your comments are featured here. Last time I asked you guys, what would you give Master Chief Collection if you were to re-review it in 2020, and why? Boy, it seems like the whole world has been turned upside down in the last month. I hope everybody out there is staying safe and healthy. We will get through this. PT, MCC, 9.5 out of 10. It's a really good package, in fact, one of the best because you have two masterpieces, Halo 1 and Halo 3, H2 and H4 as well with their own great multiplayer. You also have Halo Reach with its multiplayer. Can't forget the Forge Theater and Halo 2 Anniversary. It was a shining example of how to remaster a game. This is all wrapped up in a stable game for you to enjoy. The only thing that cuts it, that 0.5, is Halo 1 spawns and Halo 3 BR being inconsistent. And to offer some counterpoint, we have Sui-Sun saying, I give Halo MCC in 2020 a 4 out of 10, with 5 being average. That's Angry Joe's scale. The games in the collection are amazing to the fans that enjoy them, but too little of us are still here, so the ranking system doesn't function. Social is just one team absolutely slaughtering the other, or FFA is two people having 20 plus points compared to everyone else with 7 or less. The biggest issue, though, in the entire game is that after this long, there's still no reason to win games. EXP is tied to just playing more or putting a rubber band on your controller so people give up within the first minute if things aren't going their way. But they won't quit because of the bans. I think you bring up some interesting points there, Sui-Sun. I haven't had the blowout matches that you're talking about. In fact, I generally match some tough players, it seems like, in a lot of the playlists, but I do recognize the issue of the lack of interest towards winning matches, right? That EXP, the AFKers, for a game that is so severe with its bans for people like quitting out of matches or whatnot, I sure as heck get a lot of AFK players in my game, which I don't even know how that happens, because if you don't wiggle the sticks for like 5 seconds, that game already sets you as idle, but it still seems to happen quite often. So thank you guys for the comments. Crunchy bombed. New MCC? I'd give an 8.3 out of 10. The Xbox port is really laggy for Reach, and new progression is too long for an old game. Halo 3 hit detection is still terrible, and they never added the custom game browser they said they would a while ago. Also, I don't know if it's skill-based matchmaking or not. If so, it's a bad idea. Well, Crunchy Bombed, I really am looking forward to the custom game browser as well. I know they keep mentioning it in the development updates that it is in the backlog of stuff, but man, the sooner that could get here, I honestly think that would provide a lot of fun. That's something I would get on each weekend probably to see what kind of custom games I could get into. I'm Jab. I would give Halo MCC right now on PC a 6 out of 10 because it's just Reach right now. Well, this is Dragoon from the future and CE has released. Back into your comment. And Reach was fun for the first 105 hours, but now with lower population, lack of Forge and Theater, I find it easier for me to be irritated because I can't find a match for like 10 minutes, and then when I find a lobby, I get destroyed because the other team found the sword. And I want to make some maps and machinimas, but currently, if I would want to make a machinima, I would have to use Gmod to replicate the machinima style in Halo. Also in Halo Infinite, there should be bots like CSGO and COD because I'm bad at games. Thank you for the detailed comment, Jab. I want Forge and Theater and Reach on PC so soon, man. I hope it gets here. Kevin CoolX, awesome Halo YouTuber you guys should check out. I'd rate MCC now a gotta have it out of 10 if you're a Halo fan. Having all the Halo campaigns and multiplayers in one location is an amazing value for $30 US. Though seeing other modern features like crossplay, customs browser would be amazing though. MCC delivers on what is needed for the total package. Thank you, Kevin. Twilight and Pinkamena. I'll give Halo MCC in 2020 an 8 out of 10 because I've been seeing way too many people being AFK. If someone went AFK on my team, my teammates wouldn't leave even if we are winning. It really ruins the game and the fun for me. Also, leveling up takes way too long. But thanks to the update they released on MCC, leveling up is so much better than before. I really like MCC and I hope they bring more to the table before Halo Infinite comes out. Kyle Humphrey. I would give MCC a 9 out of 10 as it is now. Put Halo 5 on there and it's a 10 out of 10 for me. It's my favorite in the series as far as multiplayer goes, and I just want to be able to play it on mouse and keyboard. Well, you can. The custom game version of Halo 5 on the PC I've done a few videos on. It's alright. It's got optimization issues, but you can still try it, my friend. But yeah, H5 in MCC, I think it'd be kind of cool. Adam Ismo, 8 out of 10. I'd give it this rating because Halo MCC, it's a really nice package when everything is together, but I don't know if everyone would like it just because of how old some of the games are. Plus, though it does have those battle passes or whatever, it isn't technically a live service game. But if you're willing to give it a try, or are just an old player longing for some good Halo, not only will you get multiple fantastic campaigns, but also fun and unique multiplayer experiences. Thanks, Adam. Chupa Thingy. Halo MCC for me is honestly a 10 out of 10. I grew up playing Halo CE and Halo 2 at my older cousin's house, and it quickly became an obsession for both of us. Basically, Halo was my childhood. So when I see a game coming out on the newest generation of consoles that celebrates what I loved so much as a kid, I can't not love it. The nostalgia is so real, and even though my cousin is no longer around, I remember all the good times I had with him whenever I play MCC. Obviously, not everyone will be as invested in Halo as I am. But for me, MCC in its current state is a damn near perfect way to pay respect to a great franchise. Oh, by the way, your bees, keep up the great work. Thank you, Chupa Thingy. Those memories of playing with friends or family members, dude, those are, I think, what motivates a lot of people. Spider-Man. I would give it a 7 out of 10. The reason being is because the launch of the game. It killed it for me. While Halo Reach was awesome, it's not a sequel, or even a Master Chief focused title. If 343 really wanted to bring players back into MCC, then I am of the opinion that the development time that went into Reach being added onto both PC and console should have been spent on a Halo 3 anniversary. Hear me out. Halo 3 is by far and universally agreed upon the best Halo title to date, and while I do appreciate CE Anniversary and Halo 2 Anniversary, why hasn't 3 gotten that love? I just think that it would do wonders for MCC as a whole, and then the trilogy would be complete in terms of remasters. Just my opinion, though. Hey, Spider-Man, I think I would agree with you, too. I think there's a lot of players that kind of hoped that maybe just Halo 3 would get some love before the rest of them, and while I'm excited that PC is going to be getting these campaign experiences, part of me can't help but wonder what the universe would have looked like if they went all in on a Halo 3 anniversary. Thanks for the comment. Alexi and friends. I give MCC 9 out of 10 in 2020 because it's packed with content for a great price. Juggernog Addict. Wonder if anybody here remembers Paul B. I remember Paul B. He's a legend and will always be a Halo legend. Halo Zone hype! Dwayne Meyer, Halo MCC in 2020 gets a 7.8 out of 10 for me on the Xbox One. I like the new additions, some balance changes and overall improvements in the map pool, but there are still some things lacking that the community has been talking about for over 5 years. Map voting, more big team options like a big team SWAT, for example. I love that I can relive CE in an online multiplayer way like I'm 21 and living in an army barracks again, but a lot of the game modes from later games weren't made available in CE. Minor complaints, but when amplified across multiple titles in MCC, it creates some missing content. Why can't we have matchmaking for all these campaign modes, Spartan Ops and Lasso playlists? How much more fun would that be with a 4 or more player lobby instead of having to search through looking for group posts to only find really annoying people to play with who end up adding you as a friend and bothering you to play Minecraft 3 nights a week? Well, Dwayne, thanks for your service, dude. And yeah, it's those little things that add up over time, for sure. And this is a big, big project, but I know what you're talking about, man. It's a lot of little tiny things across the span of all the games in the collection that sometimes add up to really make me think that the multiplayer experience, while awesome and fun, is not driving me back to the game as much as I think it could. Does that make sense? Agent Alaska 9000. I give Halo MCC in 2020 a 7 out of 10. It's so nice to see Reach on the Xbox One, and how can you play any of the Halo games to get Reach armor? And don't even get me started on how awesome the campaign cutscenes look. However, my problem with MCC 2020 is primarily that Halo 3 and Halo 4 customization is still painfully limited, and the Reach progression is a linear grindy slogfest, which especially sucks for people who already earned what they wanted on the 360, like myself. Overall, it's a very solid update, and I'd take it over what we had in Halo 5 tenfold. Thanks, Agent Alaska. I think that's a really good transition point for me to throw my 2 cents in the ring here. I think from the campaign side of things, MCC is an awesome package. Like when we just look at the Xbox One side of things, it's on Game Pass. The cost for it, I feel like, is quite affordable for the amount of games in the collection. And again, on the campaign side, it is a phenomenal way to experience really rad FPS campaigns. Now, granted, I'm biased. You guys know I grew up with Halo and I really appreciate the series. On the multiplayer side, I still feel like the game doesn't capture the essence of what it could. And it really goes back to what I mentioned earlier. I feel like MCC with a few tweaks, granted there's small tweaks in a lot of areas, could be a multiplayer experience that brings you back day in and day out and really serves as a great tribute to these multiplayer experiences. Honestly, just think about the Reach menu or the Halo 3 menu, and you know that a game is more than just running a couple of matches, right? There's an overall experience to it, whether that's accumulating that social EXP or getting credits to purchase the armor types that you want in Halo Reach. Not MCC Reach progression, but Reach, OG Reach progression. There's some things that aren't quantifiable, that aren't tangible, that create the overall experience. And for me, when it comes to the multiplayer on the MCC side of things, I think it scores itself maybe a 6.5 out of 10. On the campaign side, I'd throw it a nice 9 out of 10. The only thing that would probably push it to a 10 out of 10 is tweak that netcode to make it so there isn't that online campaign lag. There isn't that crazy input latency. Because any of you know, if you've played some of the older Halo titles online, nothing feels worse than pushing the right stick and waiting that nasty delay for your crosshair to catch up. But overall, yeah, I mean, compared to 2014, I'm extremely happy. I'm thankful that the team over at 343 put some resources towards this. I recognize what a massive endeavor MCC is. Please, my criticisms are not meant to belittle anybody's work. I understand the scope of this thing is massive, but just to shoot straight with you, MCC could be so much more on the multiplayer side of things. Now, when it comes to the PC side of MCC, I've been talking about that pretty regularly on the channel. I will leave linked here my thoughts on Halo CE on PC, the most recent iteration. I get the sense that the team is under some immense, not constraints, but they're being pushed very hard to try and get all these games on PC as soon as possible. As such, I don't feel like the PC experience in Reach or CE lived up to the total potential that they could have been, especially CE. I have some disappointments with. I'm still happy they're coming to PC, and again, I'm not trying to diminish the scale of work that goes into this stuff, but yeah, I think there's room to improve across the board. All right, thank you guys so much for the responses. Next week's topic: how and when do you expect to see some information on Halo Infinite? E3's been canceled, and I'm guessing Microsoft is going to have to put something together. With Series X coming this holiday season, they're going to have to do some sort of presentation, maybe a Nintendo Direct style video showcasing Series X stuff, and I'm betting you Halo Infinite has to be a part of that, right? So what do you want to see when Halo Infinite is shown off? More so than maybe the little cinematic trailer that we got last year, what do you want to see from Halo Infinite? Let's start the hype train, let's get excited. We have a new Halo game hopefully coming this year. I'm really pumped, and I hope you guys are too. As always, thanks so much for the support on the channel. Thanks for leaving your comments. I will go in the order that I receive. And if you enjoyed this content, man, subscribe to the channel and follow me over on Twitter at BBK Dragoon. Please stay safe, stay healthy. We'll get through this, and I'll see you guys again in the next video.